Hey guys, welcome to the Get Creative podcast. I've got a friend of mine, a fellow community member in the SubTo community, Alexis Jimenez. You guys can find him on Instagram at Alexis Jimenez PR. PR standing for Puerto Rico.
Yes.
He's here to talk about a deal he's done with us. Alexis, what are we going to talk about today? We got a deal to talk about?
Absolutely. Well, actually, before jumping, I wanted to tell the audience that everything that they will listen in this podcast is because of SubTo Base. It's the best community ever. And I know that, you are saying all the time that this is not a community. I mean, this is not a mastermind, it's a community. But for me, it's both because this is, it's a community, but it's a lifetime mastermind, which I really appreciate what you have done in this community, Base.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. I work hard every single day on it. I know you do too. I know there's a lot of people you've helped as well. And that's the beautiful thing about this community is that we are all building it together and we are all helping each other together. There's people that you will help in this community that I will never meet and vice versa. And same thing with the other students in our community is that they will all help other people and bridge the gap. And that's the beautiful thing about this. So let's help the audience today. Let's talk about a deal. I think we have a SubTo deal, right?
Yes, and talking about community, this is a deal that was brought to me from a wholesaler that is in the community. And I met him in one of the Michigan meetups, with Gabriela. And I met this guy, and he was sending me deals all the time, but I was rejecting them because none of them were creative. And I was looking for specifically, a SubTo deal or a seller finance deal, maybe a hybrid. And do you remember the meetup in Detroit?
How could I ever forget that, bro? That was one of the best meetups I've ever been to. It's great.
So I went there, and in that meetup, I met him one more time, and he told me, "Hey, I have a SubTo deal, but it's at 8%." And I was like, "Oh, let's take a look at it just to kill my curiosity." But I wasn't excited to move on because of the interest rate, right? So what happened is that when I received the paperwork, I noticed that the seller has been paying off the mortgage for 22 years.
Oh my
And
gosh.
the wholesaler just asked me for the assignment fee, which is only 5,000. The seller only wanted 5,000. So basically, all in, including closing costs, I was all in $13,000. And so basically, I took over a mortgage with the remaining balance of $60,000 and 8 years left on the loan. And as you know, moving forward, my monthly payment will be increasingly allocated towards reducing the principal. Because only
dude, they've been paying this thing for 22 years.
Yeah.
Your interest rate right now is probably like 2% or less, man. Like you're almost paying nothing.
That's exactly what I thought. So and it was a lesson for me because sometimes we see the interest rate, but there's other aspects, in on the mortgage or in the deal that we have to look at it, carefully, like things like this one. So then, I jumped in immediately. I rehabbed the property, and I rehabbed it with private money lender. So I raised $30,000 from a private money lender,
Where'd you find the private money lender? Were they in the community too?
No, he's a friend of mine.
Okay,
he's a friend of mine. And but on top of that, the after repair value is 150. So basically, day one, I built in $50,000 of equity out of thin air, which is crazy. And so yeah, I raised these $30,000 from this private money lender, and the agreement was I'm going to return this back to you in 6 months. I knew that I can have this done before, but I needed some cushion in my favor just in case. So what happened is that I ended up returning his money back in 4 months, which is he was like extremely grateful because, well, to the point that he called me just 2 weeks ago and he said, "Hey, I have more money. Do you have another deal? I want to lend out and continue to doing other deals."
I freaking love that, dude.
Last year, the SubTo community did $5 billion in transactions, creative finance transactions, just in one Discord server. That's not including our Facebook group or other places that we connect as a community. You want to join this community? I promise you this interview that you're listening right now has changed one person's life, but it can change your life too. Come in, join the community, go to joinpacescommunity.com. I want to see you in there, and I want to see you in that Discord server exchanging deals with me.
There's so many stories we could talk about for hours in here. I mean, just the 22-year thing of you immediately could have said no to the 8%, but you were smart enough to go, hold on, let me kill my curiosity. Let me look at that. You find out it's been paid down for 22 years. Unbelievable. And you realize that your effective interest rate is probably closer to like 1 or 2%. You're paying very little interest right now. Then you realize, oh, if I put 30 grand into this thing, I can build $50,000 in equity that even if I decide to just flip this thing, you could. And the other great thing is that you find a private money lender, you give them more time than what you need. I hear the opposite a lot of times where people come in and they go, I think I need the money for 3 months, but I don't want to ask the private money lender for money for too long. So I'm going to tell them 60 days and I'm going to try and go really, really fast. Something bad happens. They ruin the relationship with their private money lender. Then it makes them not be able to get more money in the future. And it gives them a bad taste in their mouth around the business. And it makes them want to leave the business entirely. You were smart. You told your private money lender, I need the money for 6 months. You paid them back in 4 months. Now they're like, hold on, dude. Alexis is somebody to be trusted. I want to give them more and more and more money. That is freaking amazing. Now, what are you doing with the property? What's going on with it right now?
So originally, I wanted to fix and flip the property. So then I thought that doesn't make sense because in 8 years this property is going to be free and clear, and I have equity. Maybe I can pull out some equity out of it. So what I did is that I'm right now in the process to have a second mortgage, to pull money out of the equity, and also I'm going to keep the property as a rental, but it's going to be as a midterm rental because the current mortgage is paying 1,100 and the average rent in the area is between 11 to 1,200. But as a midterm, the average rent is between 2 to 2,500 per month, which is that's exactly what I'm going to do.
I love that, bro. I love that. Now, what are you looking for more in your business? Like what do you want to do more in 2024? What's your big goal? What do you want to accomplish before the end of the year?
So you know that I joined SubTo in August 2022. And after that, I did wholesale, I did fix and flip, I did SubTo deals, seller finance deal. Actually, the house that I live in right now, my primary residence, is a seller finance deal at 0%.
Yes.
And and I lend out money. I sponsored loans. So I did a lot, and I don't regret because it was a learning experience for me. But when 2024 started, or maybe a couple of weeks before, I was breaking down my 2024 goals, and I understood that I am a buy and hold investor. And so what I'm going to do this year, I'm going to continue buying multifamily because that's something that one of the strategies that I love the most. I'm going to buy multifamily, but I really want to be involved in pad split because the cash on cash is crazy high. And I really love that. I love cash on
that,
cash.
bro.
Yeah.
I've been in pad split for a year. I only have 5, but they are all performing really, really well. And I love it. And I wish I could just do tons more. I wish I could only do pad split on single family, just because of the cash flow and the fact that pad split manages everything for me. But sadly, that's not how it always works out. Sometimes you just got to turn it into a regular rental because it's too small of a house or whatever. So if that's your journey this year, what are you looking for? The audience is sitting here driving to work. You and I are wrapping up this podcast. They're always short, 10 little 12-minute little things. They're probably wondering, like, how can I do business with Alexis? Can I bring him private money? Can I bring him deals? What are you looking for that the audience can bring you?
Yeah, so definitely I'm targeting right now the DFW market, Atlanta, Central Florida, and Tampa. And I'm targeting these markets to find a couple of pad split this year, but also I'm going to continue raising capital. And actually I'm not looking for debt, like a PML or private money lender. What I'm looking is for private money partners. So basically, in exchange, I'm giving 50% out of the equity and out of the net income. And I love that because a private money partner gets more benefit. It's not only the net income and the equity, but also the person will get tax depreciation. Properties appreciate over time, so he will get the appreciation as well. And so basically, private money partner has all the benefits that the operator has. And I want to split that, that journey with the private money partner and, have fun together.
I love that. So guys, as we wrap up this podcast, we keep these short for a reason. So you can listen to them all the way to the grocery store or to your job, or maybe even it fits on YouTube. We find that people's attention spans are shortening and shortening and shortening every single day. We used to make podcasts 30 minutes, and then we found that only about 11 of those minutes get watched. So we decided we'll just make 11-minute podcasts so you guys listen to the whole thing. Reach out to Alexis Jimenez PR on Instagram, Alexis Jimenez PR on Instagram. This guy is looking for private money partners. For me, if I have capital to deploy, 10 grand, 25 grand, 50 grand, whatever it is, I would be reaching out to Alexis and saying, I want to be your partner. I want to be involved in a deal. I want to get my hands on an actual transaction. Cheat code, guys. If you are busy with your day job and you're like, I don't know how to find these deals, I don't want to learn how to negotiate, but I do want to build a portfolio, then coupling in with people like Alexis Jimenez, being a private money partner, is the cheat code that you probably need. So reach out to him at Alexis Jimenez PR on Instagram. Alexis, thanks for coming to the show today, brother. I appreciate you.
Thank you for having me.